I'm the owner of Oasis Senior Advisors, and what I do is help older adults navigate long-term care. So as we age, we may need more care, or we may want to downsize our homes, or we want to go across country and live in Florida. So that's kind of what I do. My background is in nursing. I've been a nurse for many years. And about 7 years ago, I changed my career to only work with older adults. So when we talk about housing challenges for older adults, I think that one thing for sure is there's a lot of misinformation. When I meet clients, a lot of the time they'll say, oh, I don't want to live in a nursing home. Well, I don't want to live in a nursing home either, because that means you need 24-hour nursing care. But all of senior living kind of gets put underneath that term of nursing home, and that's not true, because it is really truly senior living. So there's independent buildings, there's assisted living buildings, there's memory care buildings, and then there's nursing homes. So that's kind of the confusing part, and I think that's where a lot of misinformation happens. So you're all very active, so the only thing I'm going to talk about is independent living. The pluses and minuses to independent living: first off, if you have that home that you raised your children in, and you have 47 closets and an attic and a garage and everything you need, and now you're outsourcing everything. Someone's coming to mow your lawn, someone's coming to shovel, someone's coming to, everybody should get somebody to do their gutters. Nobody should be up there. Let those professionals do it. And then you still have all that stuff, and that's a daunting task to get rid of that stuff. I will tell you, since I've worked with older adults and families, your children don't want your stuff. They don't want it. We don't. Well, there's another trouble. So I got to, the gentleman said, well, what if it's their stuff? And I had a father who wanted his kids to get stuff out, so he got a storage unit and paid for 1 month, handed them the keys, and said, this is yours now. Keep it in there and pay it, or lose it, but it's not in my house anymore. So that's a free tip. You can use it. So he got rid of all that stuff. So maybe you have a perfect example. Maybe you have that 40-year-old that's still at home. That can't seem to get him out of the nest, right? So independent living is great because no one under the age of 65 can live there for longer than 2 weeks. So it's a good way to get rid of them. You can still love them. They can come and visit. They just can't live there. So what independent senior living does, we were all kind of shut down during COVID, right? We were isolated. What a building would offer you is that ongoing, everyday check-in, maybe provide meals. We will never go back there again. We've learned so much from COVID, but the isolation that we learned from it it's really daunting. Our numbers for assisted living and memory care are through the roof post-COVID because we were lonely. We're tangible people. We got to be amongst others. So that's what independent living can do for older adults. You get in a building, they provide transportation for you. If you no longer want to drive in the winter, they'll take you to Jewel. They'll take you anywhere you want. They'll take you to your doctor's appointment. They will provide meals for you. But you also transversely couldn't get a kitchen if you want it, and you can continue to cook. How many people want to still cook? Oh, wow, quite a few. That's a tough one. But if you could get someone to do meals for you 4 times a day, 4 times a week, I think it might be attractive. So they do daily check-ins. They do housekeeping. They do laundry if you want. They will provide every service that you need so that you could just be living. They have activities. They go to the opera. They go to ball games. They go to the casinos. They are very active. And that's what senior living is about, is living. So I just wanted to talk quickly about supported living because this is a great program that I don't think many people know about. All senior living in the state of Illinois, independent, assisted, and memory care are private pay. Those all come out of your pocket, all of your assets, whatever, however you can, you pay for them. But let's say you're on a lower income, you don't have any savings, and you need a little assistance. Let's say you just need help with getting to and from the bathroom, right? Illinois has an amazing program. It's called supported living. What that does is it looks at your monthly income, and the state will supplement the additional funds needed so you can move into those buildings. They will supplement it for you. We don't nearly have enough beds, and there are no memory care Medicaid beds in Illinois right now, none. I have one community that has 53 people on the wait list. So that's about 3.5 years to get into a supportive Medicaid building, and they provide that care that you need. So that's a great program. Last tip I want to talk about is VA benefits. If you are not in tune to VA benefits, we have VSOs. Do VSOs come here? Veteran Service Officers. Will County has an amazing veterans program. You should check in and see if there's resources available for you because you are earning. And there is also surviving spouse benefits that you can tap into as well for care. So that's my time. I can help you. I provide a free service if you want to just chat about what your options are, how I can help you. I have a table over there. I have some literature and some tchotchkes. Enjoy your breakfast, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and stand up and do the pledge now that everybody's pretty much done it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, next, let me pull up the next presentation. From beginning. You have your little clicker, right? Yeah, absolutely. Here, let's do that. Yeah, right there. Okay. Okay, can everybody see the slideshow? And if not, we'll adjust somehow. It should. We'll find out. We're going to find out today whether the sound works on the slideshow or not. This is Candace. She is with the Alzheimer's Association. She is going to go ahead and speak to you for a few moments while I go eat breakfast.
Enjoy your breakfast.
I will.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good. You got your breakfast, you got your coffee. Thank you so much for coming out in this inclement weather. Thank you for your dedication. I won't be before you long. I just want to pass along some tips, some helpful tips that may help you or a loved one or a friend, family member that may be going along or entering into an Alzheimer's or dementia journey. Okay? So again, welcome to the Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body. This is an Alzheimer's Association education program. My name is Candace, and I am a community educator volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association. I'm connected to this disease because of my mother. She was diagnosed with vascular dementia about 3 years ago. On Christmas Day, her neurologist called me to confirm our worst fears of cognitive decline that we had been noticing in her for quite some time. So of course, I wanted to jump into action to see how I could make things a little bit better, not just for her, but our family and friends and people around us to help support her in whatever way that she needed. So this is where I am, volunteering and hopefully helping you all and making decisions and helping support yourself or loved ones who are also going into this journey as well. So this program is intended to provide you with the science-based recommendations about taking care of your brains and your bodies. So we'll share short stories. We're going to offer a few tips about how you can make small changes to build a healthier habit. And we do really want to encourage you to think about your health and your lifestyle and how you can make changes to live better. Okay, so by the end of this program, you'll have a few tools. You'll be able to identify how certain behaviors affect our brains and our bodies. And I'm going to list some strategies. If you have pen and paper, if you want to write some notes down, feel free. list strategies for healthy decision making in the following areas. We have sleep, smoking, mental health, physical activity, balance, nutrition, cognitive engagement, and social engagement. Okay, so we're going to go through each of those just to give you some tips on how to manage those. So let's start by talking about the brain. So the brain is the control center of the entire body. Over 100 billion nerve cells or neurons create a branching network. So signals traveling through the brain from memories, thoughts, and feelings. And Alzheimer's disease destroys these brain cells. And so we know the heart and the brain are connected, and that what good is for the heart is also good for the brain. Now, science is going to be able to tell us whether this is true or not and what we can do to maximize our health. And much of the heart-brain connection is due to the fact that the brain is nourished by the body's richest network of blood vessels. So the oxygen and other elements delivered to the brain through the bloodstream keep the oxygen and other elements nourished. So each time your heart beats, 20 to 25% of that blood being moved goes directly to your brain. So these tips, healthy eating, movement, social activity, social engagement, that blood flow is necessary. So this is why keeping your heart in good working order keeps that brain fueled to do what it's supposed to do. And although this program is about more than Alzheimer's and other dementias, it's really helpful to know some basic information about them. And this can help you understand how they may be related to healthy living and what we can do to help our brains and our bodies. So we're going to check your knowledge real quick before we move on. So by a raise of hands, do you think Alzheimer's is a normal part of the aging process? Raise your hand if you think that Alzheimer's is a normal part of the aging process. I hear some answers already. Okay. You're right. This is false. This is false. Alzheimer's is a progressive and unfortunately fatal brain disease. So symptoms usually develop slow and they get worse over time. And while the greatest known risk factor for Alzheimer's is increasing age, this disease is not a normal part of aging. So most individuals with this disease are 65 and older, and after age 65, the risk of developing Alzheimer's doubles every 5 years. After the age 85, the risk is about 1 in 3. Yeah. So as we get older, it's really common to experience some age-related changes or memory or thinking abilities, as forgetting where we left something. I forget my keys all the time. I forget my wallet. Those are pretty normal, but if you sense more of a cognitive decline, then there might be something that we need to go get checked out. And there is currently no cure for Alzheimer's. However, there are drug and non-drug options that can help with symptoms that may have the ability to slow disease progression. All right. So now let's talk really briefly about what affects our overall health and well-being. So many factors can impact health, including genes, family history, your environment, and also your lifestyle. So as we age, it is common for us to experience some similar changes like getting gray hair. I've got 3 of them now, so I'm a little sad about that. Or wrinkles, or needing glasses for reading. But as individuals, we do experience getting older in a lot of different ways, okay? So this is due in part to our genes. Our genes it's beyond our control. We can't help that, right? In addition to the environments which we live, work, and play, that can also have a significant effect on our health. But we do have some control over other factors, and that's what I want to talk to you all about today, involving your health and making those improvements in those certain areas could positively affect your overall health. Even for individuals with family history of certain conditions like dementia or heart disease. So your blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, and cholesterol levels are all key parts of the story to your overall health, including your brain. So it's important to understand these numbers and to keep an eye on them. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. We already did a knowledge check. You all are smart. You passed. You all get a gold star. Okay. All right. So healthy aspects of living. So remember that list. Does everyone have their sheet? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So getting quality sleep was number 1 on the list. Who's getting 8 hours every night?
I do.
Oh, okay. Nice. We can get some more hands to get 8 hours a night. But quality sleep is essential for well-being. And not only does sleep allow us to rest and recharge, it also affects our ability to maintain healthy blood pressure and control diabetes. So inadequate sleep due to conditions like insomnia or sleep apnea can cause problems with memory and thinking. So sleep apnea, that's a condition in which breathing stops and restarts many times while you're sleeping. So that can be pretty scary for some people as well. Adults should aim for no less than 6 hours of rest a night. Of course, there may be interruptions from others in your home. You have a snorer or someone's up late at night. But make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Make sure that your environment is well enough for you to get that sleep consistently. And keeping these questions in mind, we're going to talk through some tips that can help sleep quality. So, number 1, your environment. Number 2, consider small changes you may make as adding more or fewer blankets. If you like the room hot, if you like the room cold, make sure you're comfortable. And try to minimize as many disruptions as possible when you are trying to get that rest for the night. And if you do frequently experience sleep problems or have sleep apnea, make sure you talk with your healthcare provider about that. Okay? And then the next aspect of healthy living we'll explore is being smoke-free. And smoking has a direct impact on the health of your brain. So studies have shown that smoking increases the risk of cognitive decline and may increase the risk of dementia. And the benefits of quitting smoking include a lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and lung disease. So if you do currently smoke, think about what could help you stop. And if you don't smoke, what's helped you stay smoke-free? And what resources are available online or in your community? So let's discuss just a few tips for staying smoke-free. So we know quitting is hard, but finding that support through quitting and talk with your doctor or other health care provider. Or there are smoking cessation programs also could be a big help. And then moving right along to mental health. We have to take that more seriously. It's really important to prioritize yourself and make that time for self-care. So you may have a lot on your plate. You may care for others. You may juggle a heavy workload, or you're just dealing with life's unexpected surprises like we all do. I never expected for my mother to be going through this journey, but she is, and we had to accept it, and now we're on that journey with her, supporting her in the best way possible. And that does take into effect your mental health. You know, the things that you think that you have planned throughout the course of your life, in an instant that can change with one diagnosis. So you have to flip that switch, and whatever helps you maintain that sanity, that peace of mind, going to the park, taking walks, going for a swim. Those are different things that may help your mental health as well. So taking time to care for yourself is really important, especially if you are caring for others. And even if you're busy with a very full schedule, it does help you to take a few minutes just to give yourself that break. You have to give yourself a break. And remember, self-care is not selfish. Do not think or believe that you're being selfish if you do take some time for yourself. It's very, very important. So here's some ideas for self-care. I've already gone over just a few. So you could take a nap. For all of my nappers who love a good nap, sipping a cup of tea or other favorite beverage, going for a walk, playing a game, completing a puzzle, reading, dancing, making art, cooking or baking, laughing, which is the one that I love. I love to laugh. That's always good for me. Listening to a funny podcast. So those are different things that you can just take a few minutes out of your day just to have for yourself for that mental health break, okay? And also, we want to get moving. You got to move your bodies, okay? There's quite a bit of research on how physical activity affects our brains and helps keep them as healthy as possible. So many studies have found that consistent physical activity is associated with lower risk of cognitive decline. Some researchers say that if people had to choose one thing to do to improve their brain functioning, it should be physical activity. So evidence suggests that physical activity may directly benefit brain cells by increasing blood and oxygen flow. Remember in the beginning we were talking about how the blood needs to go to the brain for everything to function properly, the brain and the heart. So physical activities, that's what ties that in together. That can definitely help prevent cognitive decline. And for most people, any increase in movement is a positive change that can have an impact on your overall health. Now, it can feel hard or overwhelming to think about adding even more movement into your already full day. I know this is something that I struggle with. I am a flight attendant for United Airlines. So I am on my feet probably 16 hours a day, 17 sometimes if I don't waive my legalities. But exercising on top of working, who wants to come home and do that? But we have to make a conscious effort to move your body outside of your already very full work day and everything that you juggle throughout your day in life. We really want to make sure that we get that intentional physical movement in our bodies a few times a week, okay? All right, so here are some tips here to help us get moving our bodies. So if this is new for you, you can start small and find things that may already be a part of your day. You could walk around your neighborhood. You can take the stairs more often instead of the elevator or the escalator. It's making those small changes that can help you get those steps in throughout the day. Okay. Balanced nutrition. This is something that I struggle with. So eating an overall healthy diet may reduce your risk of many diseases. So as we've already discussed, what's good for the heart is also good for the what? Brain. There we go. We're listening. Good. So the same is true when it comes to foods that we eat. It's very important that we understand what we're putting inside of our bodies. So eating a balanced diet may reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, stroke, and diabetes. But there are many different opinions about what is the best way to eat to maximize your health. So research on the relationship between nutrition and cognitive functioning is somewhat limited, but it does point to the benefits of a balanced nutrition. So 2 good examples of this are the DASH diet And this is something that I hadn't heard of until I started doing these presentations. So it's dietary approaches to stop hypertension. That is what that stands for. I'll put this up here for you. Dietary approaches to stop hypertension. So you see some examples popping up already. So it's a flexible and balanced eating plan. Studies show that the DASH diet lowers high blood pressure and improves levels of blood lipids, or that's the fats that's in your bloodstream. So we see here the Mediterranean diet incorporates the basics of healthy eating along with the traditional cooking style of countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea. A research study of more than 1.5 million healthy adults demonstrated that following a Mediterranean diet could reduce the risk of death from heart disease and cancer, and it may also reduce the risk of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. But these are just some examples. There are others. The DASH diet is not the only thing. The diets that have been shown have been more effective and have certain things in common. So here you can see elements from both diets I just mentioned. So you can incorporate more fruits, more vegetables in your daily diet. Eating nuts, beans, whole grains, lean meats, no fried food every day. That's something that, me and my family have to kind of adjust ourselves. Bake the chicken instead of frying it. Bake the fish instead of frying it. Have, whole wheat pasta instead of the regular flour, all-purpose flour pasta. There are different changes and adjustments that we can do to help balance our nutrition out. And aiming for a diet low in saturated fats, the butters and all of that. Maybe use some olive oils or other type of sunflower oil. And it's never too late to adopt a heart-healthy diet. Studies show that making these changes even later in life can benefit brain health. Okay, so let's go over some tips for healthy eating. Like I mentioned, use olive oil instead of butter for preparing food. Sodium-free spices. Don't add that extra little salt when you're making your rice. We can do without it, okay? Focus on what you can add instead of what you're taking away. That's a really good one. So add fruit as a snack or vegetable to your pasta. Okay? Choose fresh or frozen skinless poultry, fish, and lean cuts of meat. Serve fresh fruit for dessert instead of getting that piece of cheesecake or that chocolate cake. There are small things. You don't have to do it every day, but there are small changes that we can make to help us in our health journey. And then there are many vitamins and supplements available on the market today. But also, always read those labels. Always make sure that you know exactly what it is you're putting in your body if you do decide to take vitamins or supplements. Okay. We already did a knowledge check. You guys are super smart. Okay, so challenging your mind might have short and long-term benefits to your brain. And cognitive or mental engagement is a term that means keeping our minds active. So anything that uses your mind in a challenging way is a cognitive activity and can possibly have benefits for your brain. This can be learning a new skill, working on a challenging task, or engaging in ongoing learning. So scientists do believe that as you age your mind in new and challenging ways, your brain builds new connections between brain cells. The more connections you have, the more nimble your brain is, and the better you may be able to guard against the effects of injuries or diseases that can compromise brain function. And cognitive engagement encourages blood flow to the what? To the brain. And mentally stimulating activities may possibly maintain or even improve cognition. So we want to go over this. How can we challenge ourselves? What new hobbies or skills do you want to learn? Are there activities you think of or sound like a fun challenge? Focus on those topics of interest that are a challenge to you, and not for someone else. And then one of the best ways to stay challenged and keep your brain resilient is to engage in those activities. Take a local college community center course on a new skill. Try a new cooking technique. You can build a piece of furniture. You can paint art. Learn to play a new instrument. There are plenty of different things that we can do to help build our brain activity daily, okay? And then the final area that we're going to look at is social engagement. So this is a perfect place here in the morning. You talk to your friends. Hey girl, I haven't seen you since last week. What's going on? How are you? How's that new recipe? Having that social engagement is so essential to our daily lives, okay? Connecting with others, that can have so many health benefits. So let's go over some of those tips. So staying connected. All right, here we go. So there's a number of ways that we can do that. We can volunteer for a cause that's important to you. I volunteer for the Alzheimer's Association. That keeps me connected to that specific community. We can have conversations about it. How are you feeling supported? What new ways have you found that support you? How can I get in on that? I want to pass that info along. Staying connected, visiting family and friends, becoming involved in your community. Okay? So let's recap what we've learned. We went over a lot today, but you guys have stuck with me, so thank you. So we're going to recap. So in general, a key principle is that what is good for your heart is good for your what? Brain. Oh, you guys. Okay. So the important elements of healthy living for your brain and body include getting quality sleep, being smoke-free, taking care of your mental health. You got to get your body moving, eating healthier, challenging yourself, and staying connected. So the Alzheimer's Association leads the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia by accelerating global research, driving risk reduction and early detection, and maximizing quality care and support. So our vision is a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. So the association offers many resources for information and support, including the 24/7 helpline. You can see the number here if you guys want to write it down. I do believe it may be on this worksheet as well that you all have. Online resources, ALZ.org. And then Community Resource Finder is also a wonderful resource. Okay. That's it for me. That's it. If there's any questions, thank you. Thank you. Any questions before we head out? Questions? All right.
Chris from Home Watch Caregivers wants to come up really quick.
Well, not so quick.
She's not prepared for this day. Thank you very much. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Chris with Home Watch Caregivers. You probably recognize me because I'm here every month. And look what I have today. Aren't they cute? So stop by the table. There are little ornaments. There's gnome ornaments. There's some cute Hawaii ornament type hula things. And then, of course, the red, white, and blue stars. So Home Watch goes into the home with our caregivers and helps with everything from personal care to taking people to appointments. And one of the things we find that they really enjoy is our caregivers will change the sheets on the beds. Nobody likes to do that anymore. myself included. So if you have any questions about somebody you know that might need some care in the home, please stop by the table and grab a flyer. And y'all have a great day. And happy 4th of July coming up.
Thank you. The last thing that I want to bring up is this, I feel like I'm talking too loud. The last thing I want to bring up is we have had a lot of phone calls lately about possible scams. And this is probably why Triad is around, is that way you guys can hear from us as well as hear from other people. There have been people going around knocking on doors saying they are with ComEd or they are with NICOR and they are here to lower your bill. They're going to ask you for a copy of your bill. That is up to you. Those are not necessarily scams. First of all, they should have a permit, so if you're in the city of Lockhorn and they don't have a permit, chase them away or call us. Because we do not have anybody with a permit right now out to do that. Oops. Then it's up to you if you want to talk to them or not, okay? Quite often, it does end up being more expensive in the long run. If you were somebody that they did talk to this past week, because I know they were really big this week, and you ended up switching to them, you will get a notification from ComEd or NICOR within 7 days of your service provider being switched. And you can call ComEd and switch it back to ComEd if you choose to. Like I said, it's not necessarily a scam. Just be aware, because a lot of times they'll tell you, oh, I'm going to lower it for you. I'm going to lower it for you. And it doesn't end up being lower. Because what it is, we'll say ComEd right now is your provider of electricity. It's a third-party contractor that comes in and they provide the electricity through their service, but you're still getting your bill from ComEd. So now you have the ComEd bill and this other company bill combined, so it ends up being more expensive. So just be aware of things like that. And if you ever question it, don't hesitate to call your local police department, whether it be Lockport, Crest Hill, Will County, and we'll be more than happy to come and, explain it to you, answer questions for you. Bigger department, because I know not everybody has amazing officers like Lockport. If your department does not, or you kind of get that feeling like, gosh, they're annoyed by me, hold off on making any switches. Call me. Call Officer Andy. We will talk to you over the phone. We will help you figure out whether it is a scam or not. Just make sure you never give your social security number, never give your driver's license. Don't give out more important information. Keep that information close. So, does anybody have questions? Yes, Chris?
Not a question, it's a comment. My aunt who lived in Bellwood had somebody come to the door and say they were going to try and lower her bill. And while she was at the front door with them, somebody came in through the back door. So
That's called a gypsy scam. Knock on wood. We have not had that happen here in Lockport anytime recently. But that is something that is very common. So make sure that, if you are inviting somebody in through your front door, that your back door is locked. Any other questions, comments, concerns? No? Fantastic. Have a wonderful 4th of July. Please don't play with fireworks and blow off your fingers. We like them all intact. And we will see you guys July 23rd. Thank you, whoever said that. It is going to be Age Guide is going to be the speaker. So they're going to talk about all the different resources that they have available to help you guys out. So have a great one.